Did mystery drones chase a police helicopter in the UK? Well, that's what Chris Sharp's sources are telling him, that and more. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, Chris Sharp, a reporter from the UK, has some great sources that are telling him some fascinating information about the UAP, UFO, mystery drone incursions of the U.S. bases in the UK. I'll let him tell it in his own words. He has a series of tweets where he's talking about this information. On the Lakenheath incursions, a source told us that drones were recorded flying up to 170 miles per hour near the base. They chased a police helicopter and appeared to be controlled remotely using radio frequencies outside of the normal bands used for military or civilian drones. So I have a lot of questions about that. Do they detect these radio frequencies? Because obviously that, in my mind, points to a human controller. I guess aliens can use radios too. Why not, right? Or NHI. But to me, that definitely seems more human than non-human. So I think that's really, really interesting. I would love more information about that. Why did this thing chase a police helicopter? Does that make a lot of sense? If this is, operated by the control group or, any other human, why would they do that? This whole thing seems to be a flex to get attention. This is a message from somebody to somebody. We don't know who it's from. We don't know who it's to, other than, the obvious answer would be the government or the governments of the world, but particularly the U.S. government. That could be an answer, just kind of an FU. We're going to chase your helicopters and fly over your bases. So yeah, maybe. Chris Sharp says perhaps the White House doesn't want to come clean because it's a complete shit show and the DoD's best counter UAS equipment does not work against these craft. He has more to say. He says the drones were flying in with no lights. When they were close to the site, they were turning on the lights, going, "Here I am." And as far as I know, not one piece of our equipment could bring it down or spot it, the source said. So, yeah, turning on their lights as they approach the base, nothing we can do can stop them. They're chasing our helicopters around. It's crazy, guys. What the hell is going on? When one of the objects was detected near Lakenheath base around November 20th, police sent a chopper to investigate. The drones were flying in set formation and then immediately locked onto the helicopter. Multiple drones locking on and pursuing a helicopter. A report from the pilot said it must have been controlled by a controller within the UK, as there was no lag in the response. When the police helicopter climbed, the drones climbed with it. When the police helicopter tried to leave the area, the drones followed this helicopter. And then remember, other reports were talking about how in the U.S., FBI agents who were investigating these incursions, I think these were probably the Langley incursions from a year ago, the drones were following the FBI agents back to their house, which to me is very anomalous and more, I would think of that as a phenomenon associated, not necessarily, human actors doing that. Also the dozen to 30 objects that were chasing that, Coast Guard lifeboat. To me, that just doesn't seem like something that China or Russia or the control group would do. That's just so weird and random. Something more like the phenomenon would do. So when they're talking about these things being radio controlled, is that because there was no lag in response time? Is that where they're getting this information? Or they just assume it's radio controlled and that it must be in the UK because of the there's no lag in the response? I mean, hey, maybe it is. Maybe it's all human actors. That was, that's what been my operating theory lately, is that it was human. But as this goes on, I just, have a lot of questions about that. It just is making less and less sense for it to be human. And the things that it's doing, like pursuing the lifeguard boat, and, going to FBI agents' houses, and just the scale and length of this activity just seems weird. It seems, that if this was human controlled, then humans would worry about these drones ultimately winding up in the hands of the government or reporters who might actually report on this stuff. You don't want it to wind up in your enemy's hands or whatever, right? Outside of your own hands. It could get taken. It could be reverse engineered or studied, or, we could find out who's doing this and why, potentially if we have one of these objects. So, the longer this goes on, the more likely it seems that's going to happen. So, again, it's seeming to me less likely to be human for that reason. Christopher Sharp says thedailymail.com obtained exclusive images that show one craft photographed by specialist military units over U.S. Airbase RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk, England last month. And here is that exclusive image from the Daily Mail of this object that was over Lakenheath. Is this one of the objects that was pursuing the helicopter? Yeah, fascinating stuff. Let's see. He also says, excuse me, where is the Christopher Sharp piece? Right there. The source added, we ended up using some special forces equipment and nothing actually worked to my knowledge. Nothing ever suggested to me we knew what we were doing or what we were dealing with. So yeah, don't even know what they're dealing with. Again, is this more anomalous? The source added, it's very, very advanced technology. It can move very fast and it can't be detected on any of the systems we've currently got. So yeah, I mean, what do you think, guys? Is this human? Is this not human? What is going on? But Christopher Sharp also had some further comments when he was on Redacted recently.
Why have they not shot any of them down? So you're telling me that, according to your sources at the Ministry of Defense, that this is considered a national emergency in England right now?
So I have a variety of sources. All I can say is that I can only speak insofar as my opinion. But I have a very strong opinion that this does constitute a national emergency, correct? There have also been sightings as well at another RAF base, which is operated by the US Air Force, named RAF Fairford. That's in Gloucestershire, so that's more to the west of England, but a different geographic location. But yeah, this is a crazy situation we find ourselves in. One of the bases that's been most impacted is RAF Lakenheath. Interestingly, RAF Lakenheath has been prepared to receive nuclear weapons from the USA, and the rumor is that those may now be deployed at the base, which, if true, it makes the situation even more concerning.
Yeah, I mean, could that be what started all of this? Could that be a big part of it? Could this be the phenomenon warning us against World War III? And that is something that beings have told various abductees over the years, at least in several different cases. They have told abductees or contactees, experiencers, that yes, if there is a nuclear exchange in World War III, if there is an attack that would devastate the planet, then they would intervene. They would stop the nuclear holocaust. They didn't stop it in Hiroshima, but they would stop it in this case because it would be a global catastrophe. That seems to be what they're getting at. But they said it's not going to go well for us if that happens. Even if they prevent this nuclear holocaust and save our bacon, we would no longer be custodians of the planet. We would no longer be the preeminent, apparently, race on the planet. That they would be in charge after that point. We would have to shut up and do what we're told and kind of take a back seat to all this, running the planet and maybe even our own lives. The beings didn't go into a lot of detail when relaying this information to the abductees, but that is what they said. They would intervene, but it wouldn't be a good thing for us. We shouldn't rely on them to intervene because, again, if that happens, we would be a second fiddle on Earth, and they would be running the show from that point on. The kids had discovered the matches, got to take those matches away, and those kids may need to go sit in the corner for a while. So, so is that what's going on? Have worldwide tensions gotten to the point where the phenomenon has intervened? Or is this a human actor doing this for whatever crazy human actor reasons? Is this somebody, pushing for disclosure or warning against disclosure or some other motive altogether? Is this the phenomenon pushing for disclosure? Man, I would love some answers on all this. It's driving me crazy. What are your best guesses as to what the hell is going on? What do you think it all means? Do you think it has something to do with nukes coming back to these UK bases, in particular Lakenheath? What do you think about it chasing, the mystery drones, chasing the helicopter? Do you think that the military talking about radio signals, is that because they detected radio signals? Are these things controlled by radio signals? Are these humans flying these drones? Or is it something else altogether? Man, this is so frustrating. It's tantalizing, but I just want some answers at this point. It was fun for a while, guys, but I want some answers. I don't know about you guys. I know you guys want some answers. We all want answers. We all deserve some answers. I don't know if this phenomenon is going to taper off, or if it's building toward something. So I guess we'll find out. Fingers crossed, guys. But let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Smash the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. All that kind of stuff. T-shirts, merch store, plenty of other videos on the channel. And if you want to become a rock star, you can become a channel member. Really appreciate that. That'd be awesome. Sometimes channel members get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.